Here we have a SAT math problem. Okay, let's cover the question. Which of the following could be the equation of the graph shown in the xy plane? Okay, in the given answer choices, we have the functions or equations, and we have to find the one which represents a graph given over here. Okay, before we start checking the answer choices one by one, let's understand some stuff about the given graph. We can consider the end behavior of the given graph. When I consider the left end, it goes up, and when I consider the right end, it goes down. In a graph, if one of the end goes up and the other end goes down, then the polynomial function which represents a graph will be having odd degree. In case if both the ends go up or both the ends go down, then the polynomial function will have even degree. So for this one, I will have a polynomial function with odd degree because one end goes up and the other end goes down. So now what we have to do is in the given answer choices, first we have to pick the answer choices where we get a polynomial function which has odd degree. Okay, now let me consider answer choice A. In answer choice A, here we have three factors. So this is linear, but this one is quadratic because here we have exponent 2. From this linear factor, we can get x. And from this quadratic factor, we can get x squared because when I expand this binomial over here, so I'll be getting x squared as the leading term. And here from this linear factor, I'll be getting x. When I multiply this x square, x, I'm getting x to the fourth power. So this is the leading term. So here we have the largest exponent of this polynomial function is 4. That is the degree of this polynomial function is an even number. So definitely this function cannot represent the graph we have over here. So what we can do is we can reject answer choice A. Okay, now let me consider answer choice B. Here we have a quadratic factor. So from this one, we can get x squared. So it's a linear factor. From this one, we can get x. Again, it's a quadratic factor. We can get x squared from this one. When I multiply x square, x and x square, I'm getting x to the fifth power. So here we get a polynomial function of degree 5. So it may represent the given graph that we have to verify with the other stuff that we can do it later. Now let's verify answer choice D. Okay, here from this one we can get x, from this one we can get x square, from this one we can get x. When I multiply x square and x, I am getting x to the fourth power. Here we get a polynomial function with even degree. So this polynomial function cannot represent the graph we have over here. So we can reject answer choice C. Okay, now let's verify answer choice D. From this one we can get x square, and from this one we can get x. From this one we can get x square. When I multiply x square, x and x square, I am getting x to the fifth power. Here we get a polynomial function with odd degree. So the polynomial function in answer choice D may represent this graph over here. Okay, in the given answer choices, there are two polynomial functions with odd degrees, B and D. Which one is correct? For that, we have to consider the points at where the graph intersects x-axis. The graph intersects x-axis at three places. One is at x is equal to -1. The second one is at x equals to 4. And the third one is at x equals to 6. So that is, there are three x-intercepts. The x-intercepts are x equals to -1, x equals to 4, and x equals to 6. Now to get the factors corresponding to these three x-intercepts, what we have to do is we have to make the right side 0 in each of these three equations. Okay, to make the right side 0 over here, we have to add 1 to both sides of the equation. Then this -1 positive 1 will cancel out. I am getting x positive 1 on the left side. On the right side, we get 0. Now to make the right side 0, we have to subtract 4 from both sides of this equation. Positive 4, -4 will cancel out. I am getting x -4 equals to 0. So the same thing here. Let's subtract 6 from both sides of this equation. 6 -6 will cancel out. I am getting x -6 equals to 0. Okay, here I got three factors corresponding to the three x-intercepts, x positive 1, x -4, and x -6. Okay, now let me consider the first x-intercept in the graph, that is at x equals to -1, and the factor corresponding to this x-intercept is x positive 1. At x equals to -1, the graph does not cross the x-axis, it touches x-axis. Since the graph touches x-axis at x equals to -1, so the factor x positive 1, which is corresponding to this x-intercept, will have even exponent. That is, x positive 1 is raised to the power of an even number. Let me write it. Okay, now let's consider the second x-intercept, that is at x equals to 4. At x equals to 4, the graph crosses x-axis. Since it crosses x-axis, the factor corresponding to this x-intercept, that is x -4, will have an odd number as an exponent. Let me write it, x -4 raised to the power of odd number. Now let's consider the third x-intercept, that is x equals to 6. At x equals to 6, the graph touches x-axis. It does not cross x-axis. Then the factor x -6 corresponding to this x-intercept will have an even number as an exponent. Let me write it over here. X -6 raised to the power of an even number. Okay, now we have to verify the two answer choices B and D with the stuff what we have over here. Okay, now let me go to answer choice B. In answer choice B, we have the factor x negative 6, and here we have x negative 6. According to the discussion we have done, x negative 6 has to be raised to the power of even number. So here, when I consider the exponent over here, it's an even number. Okay, this is okay. Now let's verify the second factor, x negative 4. So according to the discussion we have done, x negative 4 has to be raised to the power of an odd number. So here the exponent for this x negative 4 is 1. It's an odd number. So this is correct. Now let's verify the third one. Okay, here x positive 1 has to be raised to the power of an even number. Here x positive 1 is raised to the power of an even number, that is 2. So this one is also correct. So the correct answer choice for this question is B. Anyways, we can verify answer choice D as well. Let me consider the first factor we have over here, that is x positive 6. But I don't find this x positive 6 as one of the factors we got over here. Since we don't find this x positive 6 as one of the factors we got over here, we don't have to verify the other factors. We can reject answer choice D. Therefore, the correct answer choice for this question is B.